Right, so now we've got the Ferrari washed, decontaminated, so we're going to get it back in the studio now. I'm going to be taking a close-up look at this, sorting the paintwork out and everything, and fixing this car for one of our customers. We're just going to go around the car, take a look at the paintwork before we've done any correction work whatsoever. Now you can see the swirl marks and that there. Go along the top of the doors. With it being a light coloured car, a light red, not going to necessarily notice this right away, but once we get the light on it, you can see the shimmers and that that's going on in the paintwork. See some bad scratches here as well in the rear bumper. Same here, all the shimmers and holograms going on in the paintwork. Same around the door, near the door handle, see all the scratches. We've got to contend with this area here, quite a lot of issues in the paint. We're just going to be taking a look at the bonnet here at the moment, and with the correct lighting in the studio you can see what we've got here is where this line is. Along here we've got PPF, got a stone chip there we're going to be addressing as well. We're going to sort that out, but we've got some issues here and we're going to be removing the PPF a bit later here, and then once we do the machine polishing we're going to get back to pure paint. Take a look over the bonnet at the minute. See all these swirl marks and scratches there, what we've got to remove. And just change the lighting round again here, and as I say, once we move the camera up here you can see everything going on, the mishmash of swirl marks and scratches, holograms, everything in the paint. That's the bonnet section. Now I'm going to take a look at the boot lid here. As you can see, swirl marks, scratches, everything going on. As I said, the plastics over time will fade and sort of go discoloured, but with that, that's without the protection. Here what we're going to do a bit later on, once everything's dried off, we're going to seal it all in, dye the plastic jet black, and then put a coat, special ceramic coating over the top of it to fully protect it for years to come. We're doing cleaning all the leather up in the vehicle too, and then we'll be treating that later with a dye blocker. We're having a look here at we've got the PPF from the front of the grille on the bonnet here going across, and also as you can see the faint line here. So when this has actually been applied to the vehicle, it's not been lipped or put underneath, and it looks a bit of a mess. Plus there's all polished residues underneath here by the looks of it. So what we're going to be doing now is heating this up and then we're going to be removing this part of the PPF completely off the front of the bonnet here and getting back to pure paint. Also, the customer wants the PPF on the front bumper left as it is, so we're not going to be doing much with that, but as I said, we're going to get this part off here and sort this out. Right, so that's all the PPF off the front now. Next thing what we're going to do is just clean it all up, get rid of all this bits of glue that's left on here, and then we're back to the top coat of lacquer. So we'll be sorting this out next. Hey, that's another thing too, don't tell the missus I borrowed a hair dryer. Some really bad scratches in the paintwork that the PPF has covered over, so that job's not been done proper in the first place, and when they put the PPF on, probably not seen it. Right up to near the grill here, the glue remnants. So when we're doing this type of work, we want to be really thorough, making sure we've got rid of everything that's on there before we do any polishing. Right, so we've got rid of the bit of overspray that was on the rubber there. That's gone now, so that's out the way with the PPF's off the front of the vehicle. So now what we'll be doing shortly is going getting set up to start doing some machine polishing. Right, so we've already taken a look at the paintwork on this vehicle. Absolute mess it's in at the moment. So what I'm going to start doing now is some machine polishing. So I'm going to tackle the bonnet first, do this, and then what we'll do once I've done the correction work, the first stage of polishing on it, we'll be taking another look. As I say, there is a stone chip there, needs addressing as well, but we want to be getting the correction work, the first cut done, first of all, to get rid of all the defects and that, and then we can sort that out a bit later. So I'll get set up now, you see me going round the car, and I'll catch you later. Say, loads of issues here on the right hand side, the paintwork, and now getting more clarity here on the left. As I say, it's quite important too, once you're doing work on a Ferrari, the paint is very thin, a lot thinner than most cars, like BMW's about 120 microns, we're looking at about 55 microns overall. on this particular vehicle. So I'll carry on now going around the car, and then we'll be taking a look at the paintwork a bit later on different panels. The ideal thing with having the lift in our studio here as well, we can lift the car up at different levels and heights to get the correction work done. So what I'm concentrating on today or this morning is doing the bonnet, the top of the wings here, where the creases are in the door panels, and then moving on to the rear quarter panels. We're going to get the roof done here, these two, and then the boot lid, move around the car accordingly, and then once we've done that, we're going to lift the car up a bit higher on the lift so we face on and we can see all the defects and everything that we're going to be polishing out. Very important too when you're doing this type of work. So I'll crack on, you'll see me doing some more work on the vehicle, and I'll catch you later. Right, so just looking at this panel here at the moment, we've not done this quarter at the rear of the vehicle yet. You can see the marks and that in the paint. We'll move the light across here. Now we're getting more clarity in the paintwork. And it's very important once you're doing machine polishing, you're doing it in the correct manner, the right speed, the right pad, compound, very important. And knowing exactly how much paint and lacquer you've got to deal with before you start. As I say, on these cars, very important because the paint is very thin. Right, so now we're getting somewhere. We've done the bonnet, the roof, the boot lid, the tops of the wings here, and the rear quarter panels, top of the doors, so all that's boxed off. So now we want to be getting at the lower panels here, and this is why it's quite important to have the lift in the studio, so we can get the car up and have a look face on and see what's going on here. see now we've raised the car up, and once we get the position here for doing the polishing, we can have a look at close up at these panels. So what we'll do, we'll zoom in now and take a look, and I'll show you what we've got to correct here and sort this mess out. As you can see here, we've got on the passenger side door on the Ferrari, absolute mess the paint's in. So you'll see me doing some machine polishing now. Right, so been doing a hell of a lot of paint correction on this Ferrari here, and as I always believe in chasing perfection, so stop the light here, we've still got a couple of marks within here, and remember what I said before about working on Ferraris, the paint is very thin on these cars, you've got to know what you're doing. So I've been round with the paint depth gauge, checked every panel, that type of thing, and the lacquer on this car was diminished quite a lot. So obviously it's been polished before in the past. So what I'm going to be doing now is just addressing this small area here and coming back to this to get rid of a few light marring marks and deeper scratches that's in the paint there, and then we've finished on that part of the thing. And then what we'll do then is lower the car down and then address the stone chips on the front. Quite important, once we're doing paint correction on any car, what we do is we check with the light on each panel and taking pictures like befores and afters, same with all the videos too, so we've got a digital record of what we've been doing. As you would see with this door panel now, just going along with the light, how perfect it is. We've got rid of all them swirl marks, scratches, holograms and all that type of thing. So what we'll do now, we'll drop the car down a bit lower and we'll go and finish the bonnet off, and then afterwards we'll be taking a look round with the camera before we put the coating on. No coating on this car whatsoever at the minute, it's just pure paint. And as I said, the gloss level now is through the roof, so this car is certainly going to stand out once it's on the road. So I'll crack on and I'll catch you later. So there was a bad stone chip on the bonnet here, so we filled it in, and what we're going to do now is just go over the top and wet sand it. Making sure you're not cutting through too far, but just flattening it off. Right, that's that. Okay. What we're going to do now is polish that area, get a high gloss finish there, get rid of them little marks or slight scratches in the paint, and then that's sorted. What we do is go around the vehicle, checking all the paintwork and the panels with a scan grip light, making sure there's no swirl marks or scratches in the paintwork. So now this car is certainly looking the business and certainly going to stand out on the road once it's finished. As I said before, you couldn't see anything in the paintwork there, but you can see the depth of reflections there now. And check out the clock. Wonder what time it is. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and get set up, and then we'll be ceramic coating the car this afternoon, and then we'll be taking another look at it later. The Ferrari California is now finished and complete here at Top Car Detailing. So I'll just go around the vehicle, show you a few bits and pieces of what I've done to this particular car, and then I'll come back to you shortly. Just slides off there. No water's going to stick to that, it's just going to bead right off. What we also did as well were the chrome grille here at the front. Polished all that up too, and ceramic coated that as well. Finished that off nicely, and ceramic coated the splitter here at the front and dyed that jet black. What we also did as well, removed all the wheels, ceramic coated them front and back, and the calipers too, so they're fully protected now for the future. As I said, when you're doing paint correction, you've got to know exactly what you're doing to get rid of them swirl marks, scratches and holograms out the paintwork. And now we've basically turned this car into a complete mirror, ceramic coated it, sealed it for the future. And remember, we can give you a guarantee with the coating as well. And the proof of it all is, look at that, the depth of reflections there in the paintwork. So we also treated all the interior of the vehicle too, deep cleaned the leather and put a dye blocker on there. So like if you're wearing jeans and that type of thing, dye's not going to go into the leather and stain it. As I say, it is cream leather in the vehicle, on the seating and that type of thing. So we want to preserve that for the future too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and get the other camera and we're going to go up close and have a look around this car, and I'll show you the finished results. And remember what I always said before, and the camera doesn't lie, and basically what we do here is turn cars into mirrors. And remember what I said before as well, with the Ferrari, the paint on these cars is very thin indeed, not like a BMW or Audi's, that type of thing. So the top coat of lacquer is quite lower and you've not much to play with. So, but as I say, certainly turn this car around for one of our customers. So we'll check out the next video, going around the car, and I'll explain a few more things. What we also did is had all the wheels off, fully ceramic coated them front and back, and the calipers too. As I say, this car overall needed a major paint correction detail, and we had to do a 3-stage machine polish overall to get rid of all the swirl marks, scratches and holograms. Checking down the side of the vehicle here. Gloss level now is absolutely outstanding on this car. again guys for watching that video on the paint correction detail on this fantastic Ferrari California. As I say, if you're looking for the best of the best in that service, don't hesitate, give us a call. And as you would have seen, how I turned this car around from a swirled up, scratched to death mess back to a mirror finish. And I always believe in showing our work on our YouTube channel for you guys, so you can see the work in progress and the transformation and what can be achieved. And remember as well, I've got over 25 years experience in this field, paint corrections, ceramic coatings, that type of thing. And if that's what you're looking for, don't hesitate, give us a call. And especially another thing as well, once you're doing paint correction on cars like this, because with the Ferraris and that type of thing, the paint is quite thin and you've not a great deal to play with. So you've got to know when you're doing machine polishing, going across the panels, you're eliminating the defects quite quickly in a proper professional manner. Anyway, I'll have to go now, but if you like and you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when our next video goes live. Until next time, catch you later.